Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to have a bit of a chat about something that I feel like not many people truly understand, and that is training intensity. So if you feel like you're consistent in the gym, you're training, you're like going all the time, but you're really just not seeing your body change, this might possibly be the issue. So many people think that training intensity just means getting sweatier, doing more reps, doing more sets, longer workouts, but training intensity, the kind that really truly changes your body, is something completely different. So in this video, I want to go through what training intensity actually is, what it isn't, and how you can apply it to actually get the body of your dreams. So as I said, most people think training intensity is more sets, more reps, longer workouts, getting sweatier, just feeling like you've done like a really sweaty workout. But all they end up doing then is really long sessions, feeling sweaty and feeling exhausted, but not in the right way. So to be honest, you could be in the gym for 90 minutes, 2 hours, and actually be just training with no intensity and see no transformation. But you could also be in the gym for 45 minutes with the right intensity and see transformation like you've never seen before. So what actually is training intensity? Training intensity is basically measured by how close you get to muscular failure, and it's measured by like how much effort is actually put into each set. It's not about how sweaty you get, it's not about how long you're in the gym, it's how close you are training to failure. And training close to failure means how many real reps do you have left in the tank at the end of your set, and that's where we get phrases like reps in reserve. Always remember, your muscles aren't going to grow just because you showed up to the gym. Your muscles are only going to grow when they're actually challenged. So what reps in reserve means is how many reps do you realistically and genuinely and honestly have left in the tank at the end of your rep range. So basically, how many more reps could you go for when you stop your set? So think about it. If your rep range is 10 to 12 and you stop at rep 12, if you were to keep going past rep 12, how many more reps could you get? Some of you could get honestly 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more reps when you're finishing your set, and that's where you're going so wrong. So this is one of the biggest issues that I see with women in the gym. It's that they stop their sets way too early. Whether that's because they don't know how to train with intensity or that it just gets a little bit uncomfortable, I don't know. A lot of the time it comes down to the fact that the rep range says maybe 10 and they just stop at 10. You don't want to stop when your rep range says to if you have more left in the tank. Ideally, you want 1 to 2 max reps left in reserve, okay? So 2 more left in the tank. So if your rep range was 10 to 12 and you're stopping at 12, if you were to continue going, you should only be able to get 2 more reps max. And if you can get a lot more, babes, you need to up the weight. So if I was you, I would try it out. Next time you're in the gym, do the same weights that you've been doing the whole time, but just challenge yourself to keep going until you can. And if you can get 6, 7, as I said, a lot more reps in that set, what you have been doing previously is not actually challenging your muscles. So it's not sending any signals to build the muscle bigger and stronger or to preserve that muscle to be able to be stronger for next time. And what that means is you're not going to see your body change because nothing is actually happening. And this is genuinely why so many women will be training consistently for so long and see no changes, because they're exercising, they're not training with intent, and they're not training with intensity. So what does training intensity actually feel like? It's uncomfortable. It really, really is. It's not supposed to be easy. You should be feeling uncomfortable and it should be hard. So your last few reps should be slowing down. If that first rep and that last rep look the same, babes, up the weight. The reps should not be moving at the same speed. They should naturally be starting to slow down as you get to the end of your set because it's getting more challenged and your muscles are getting more fatigued. Your muscles should be burning, like you should be feeling it in the targeted muscles, and your brain should be starting to say, this is getting uncomfortable, please stop. But you should be able to squeeze out an extra couple of reps there to hit that intensity. As I said, 1 to 2 reps in reserve is what you should be aiming for and is usually the sweet spot. But what I am saying is you don't have to do this for every single set, but you should be doing it for most of them. If every set feels easy, something's wrong. So many times women think that just doing more is going to be increasing their intensity, but that's not really the case. You're just increasing the volume. More sets, more exercises, more reps. But if you're not training to intensity within those sets and reps, you're just adding volume and you're just making your muscles more fatigued, not actually challenged. Remember, minimal high quality sets pushed to failure, pushed with intensity, will always beat tons and tons of mediocre sets. This is why effective programs don't need 10 exercises per workout. They just need a few effective exercises done properly. So you might be thinking, yes, I understand what you're trying to say here, but how does this actually change my body? So when you're training with intensity, a few things happen. Your muscles are being challenged, so it's signaling your body to grow that specific muscle bigger, better, and stronger for next time so it can manage that load more effectively. Basically building your muscles, preserving your muscles, and giving you the toned look that you're always after. Another thing that helps is your metabolism helps it to bring it up slightly, so long term you're able to diet on higher calories. Again, this is not guaranteed, it's just something that can happen because more lean tissue usually requires more calories to survive. Of course, you get a lot more longevity because you're stronger, and as always, your body comes back firmer, tighter, more toned, and more responsive. This is especially important during your fat loss phases, okay? If you're not training with intensity during a fat loss phase, think about this. Low calories, low intensity equals weight loss, not fat loss. So low calories plus low intensity equals usually skinny fat because you're losing your muscle as well. So low intensity in your fat loss phases can cause a lot of muscle loss and a lot of weight loss plateaus as well. If your goal is actually to change your body, not just be burning calories, this is so important for you to take on board. Intensity matters so much more than the average person realizes. So what I'm going to challenge you to do next time you're training is genuinely and honestly, because the only person you'll be fooling yourself is if you're lying. How hard was that workout? How hard was that rep? How hard was that set? Genuinely and honestly. Challenge yourself to remove the rep ranges and actually just train for as long as you can in terms of the rep ranges. So say you are usually going 10 to 12, remove it. Ignore the fact that 10 to 12 is there and just do as many reps as you can. And as I said, if you're getting more than 2 reps past the rep range, you need to up the weight. Ask yourself, was that hard or am I just stopping because it gets uncomfortable? No growth happens in the comfort zone, my girls, literally nothing. So remember, train with intent, not just effort. This is where results are going to live. So if you found this helpful, comment, like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like a follow-up on how to actually implement this into your own workouts, then just comment workouts and I will let you know. See you soon.